The following is a presentation of Team Bonding, providing more than 100 live, virtual, or hybrid corporate team building activities for companies around the world. Visit teambonding.com to schedule your event now.
Hello, team! Once again, it's me, your friend Rich Rinsland, and I'm welcoming you to Team Building Around the World, the podcast where I speak to people from the team bonding, team building industry from all across the globe. Today, we have with us, coming all the way from Monterrey, Mexico, we have Cecilia Lopez, also called Ceci, and she is a leader in the industry, just forming up, basically, down there in Monterrey, Mexico. And we're going to find out more about her in just a moment. But of course, first, I do need to throw some love to my supporters. The show is supported by the Catalyst Team Building Network. So find out more about the world's largest network of team building providers at catalystglobal.com. We also want to thank our friends at B1G1, which can make your business a real force for good. Visit b1g1.com to get started. And now, my friends, joining us all the way from Monterrey, Mexico, please give a huge round of applause for my new friend, Cecilia Lopez.
Hello.
Hello
Hi,
there.
Richard.
Don't mind them. That's just a group of people I keep chained up under my desk to applaud whenever I command them to. How are you doing today?
I'm great.
Good. Thank you so much for joining us. Just to get us started, why don't you tell my listeners a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So, as you mentioned, my name is Cecilia. I like when people call me Ceci. I'm from Mexico, in Monterrey. I'm a mom of three. I'm currently trying to balance life between the homeschooling, work, and housework. One day is like I feel the best Montessori mom out there, and at the same day, I'm the less effective at work. So the struggle is real. I don't know. I'm trying to get the best of both worlds.
I guess it feels good to hear that no matter where we are in the world, we're all kind of suffering under the same COVID-19 problems. So There is that. At least it means even though we all feel alone right now, we're not. But,
exactly.
Yep. So tell us a little bit, if you would. You are one of the owners and operators of, is it Grupo Quilova? Am I saying that correctly?
Yes. So, we don't use that name that much. We move around Catalyst, Mexico.
Okay.
So yes, my husband, Gabriel, and myself, we started Catalyst Mexico about 5 years ago. So we were I was always passionate about events. We live in the Middle East for almost 10 years, and it was actually in Dubai when I had my first job at an events company. And then my first experience also in the team building. I have the experience of planning events for companies and incorporating different team buildings into events.
Right.
And I was really impressed of the different variety of programs and benefits of the experiential learning of, especially of Catalyst's brand.
Okay.
So I remember going home after my first team building activity, and I was talking to Gabriel, and he said, "Yes, I know about this company from the client side of the business, and the rest is history." That was the when we took the decision of knocking the door and beginning our partnership with Catalyst Global for Mexico.
So you were in Dubai at the time?
Yes, we were in Dubai, and then we moved to Qatar, and then we decided to Qatar, and then Oman, and then we decided to come back to our land and start this business.
What made you decide to take that leap? What was it that made you think that this is something you could really, pardon the expression, but sink your teeth into and hit the ground running on?
We were exploring the type of events that in Mexico they were doing about the team buildings and all these type of activities, and we find that they lack about more formality. They were more like gatherings and going for barbecues and getting together outside the office, and not with this schedule and the proper planning of a team building and with more deep learnings. So after our investigation and all that part of Catalyst, we decided that it was a good investment, and also to go back and be around the family and start our own.
Fantastic. And now you've been doing it for 5 years, you say?
Yes,
Great.
5 years.
So the reason that I really wanted to have you on, Ceci, is as I've been doing this podcast, I have interviewed a great many men in the industry. I would love to be able to hear the woman's point of view. What's it like being a woman in this field?
I don't know. I just like it, and I don't feel a difference. It's funny that you mentioned my team. Our team here in Mexico is, I think, 80% woman. We only have 2 men. So I love working with women around here. I love how creative they are, and I love because they put an extra touch in everything that we do, and yes, I think we really want to prove in the business company that we are more than just a pretty face out there, or just, so we are, I don't know, I kind of like it working with women in this industry. And men are also open to see our creative side for this type of events.
So you say that women have some more to put in, more. You have a different creative side. What exactly does that mean to you? Like, what kind of things what kind of differences do you bring to the table, I guess is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I think it's like, I'm not saying that men don't see like outside the box, but they are more like structure. And we try to give an extra eye on the little details that normally men, they are more into business and more direct. And we try to go all around the event, not just to go in and go out and do the program and that's it. So we try to also make more connection with our clients for long term. And I don't know, I think it's easier for women to create a relationship with our clients. And also, lots of our clients are in the human resources departments are girls and women. So that also helps.
You're saying that you see a bit more of the finer touches, the broader picture.
Exactly.
Great. Can you give me an example from your own life of something where that was, that you really felt that made a difference?
Put me in the spot there. The way that we always say here in Mexico, or we try to make a difference, is also from the proposal side. When we send a proposal, we don't just copy paste 1 hour programs into the presentation. We try to create, even we are not an events company, we just have 180 different programs. We try to deliver a proposal so clear and so creative that when the client or the final client opened it, it speaks itself. So it's very clear for them in the creative side how they're going to leave the program from minute 1 through the end of the activity.
What was it about the team building industry that inspired you to become a part of it?
I really like how the team buildings help the teamwork, work teams, impact the communications and the improving different collaboration skills, and is how evident it is for them when they are actually playing to find a lot of similitudes of what happened in the work space. And it's through this play how they learn how to improve the relationship with the coworkers and their teams.
So it is that power of play that you've seen that you enjoy the most.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Can I ask, what were you doing before you actually joined in with Catalyst?
Well, I was doing events. I was planning the logistic and all that part that I don't really enjoy that much. It's a lot of stress and a lot of long nights.
Okay.
So I do prefer to have my 1 hour, 2 hour, or 3 hour even of program in and out. And I'm very, very happy to do that site.
Gotcha. All right. Well, if you excuse me just 1 second, Ceci, I have to actually pay some bills, as they say over here.
Of course.
So let me take a quick break and tell my team out there about Catalyst Team Building Network, an association of team building providers. With representatives in over 90 countries speaking more than 20 languages, the Catalyst Network is widely regarded as the voice of the team building industry. Network members share resources, best practices, and business opportunities. Catalyst partners are learning from each other and pushing the boundaries of what is possible in team building. Catalyst Network members share a common goal of creating highly relevant, socially responsible, good valued experiences for their clients. For more information, please visit catalystglobal.com. The Catalyst Team Building Network, the world's largest network of team building providers. And we're back, Ceci.
Yes.
All right, so here you are, you and your husband, Gabe, or Gabo, as he asked me to call him. You have your company, you're making things going. Tell us what kind of challenges you faced in the beginning.
Also, as I mentioned, at the beginning in Mexico, it was it was difficult for companies to see the difference between a go-karting activity or paintball activity or even a barbecue or a team building. So for us, it was just how we managed to teach them. And slowly companies learn that team building is not about putting people together in a different scenario or outside the office. Mm-hmm. It was also more about the boost the motivation of the employees, and these reflect to the success of the business. And I think slowly we are in the right path. And of course, this is before the COVID-19.
Right.
So, but yes, I think and now in market Mexico, they're more open to these kind of activities, not just for the fun, but also for the learning side.
Good. But as you say, now, of course, we're living in a world of COVID-19. And that's representing all new challenges for the industry. And I'm sure, as you said, personally for you as well, and all the people still living at home, raising their children without benefit of being able to send them off to school. What do you think that's doing to the industry in Mexico?
For us, is a quite tough moment. We haven't had a lot of business.
Okay.
A lot of communication with the companies, but the same companies are uncertain and not sure if it's the right moment or if it's the right decision to invest the little budget that they have at this time on a team building. And it's kind of our job to help the companies to take the right decision and maybe don't forget about the most value assets and maybe their employees.
Right.
So we are having a lot of meetings, demos with the clients and trying to show them how these virtual activities work. And hopefully in a few weeks, they will realize that is the right moment and the teams need to have these type of activities and ensure that they are in the right path.
Excellent. Do you work with any charities in your end?
As you know, Catalyst is part of the B1G1, and we kind of work with small charities or local charities for our events, but we are trying to get B1G1 to invest in a project in Mexico, and hopefully that will help us opening this channel more to our clients.
Okay.
Because we know it's a work company, but companies in Mexico really like to invest all these activities for local charities.
Yeah. What kind of, can you give me an example of some local charities that you've worked with?
Yeah, for when we have our like building a dream event, the one that we build bicycles. We have children that don't have a house, and it's a very local charity here in Monterrey. So we donate all the bicycles that we get for them for different ages.
So for homeless children.
Exactly. Yes,
Right.
homeless.
And don't forget, if you need to say the Spanish word, if it's easier, that's absolutely fine. I won't be able to translate, but I'm sure somebody can for us.
Perfect. Thank you,
You're
Richard.
very, very welcome. Were you able to actually take part in that charitable giving?
Yes. So we built 55. We kind of do this. We build toys, or for another program that we have is a toy factory. We build toys and then we give them to homeless charities.
Right.
And this is the one that I was mentioning. We built 55 bicycles, and for different ages. I think I remember it was from 4 years to 8, and then invite 5 of our kids, of these kids' charity, to be part of the event, and just give them the bicycle, put it in a big ribbon, and they were so happy with the new bicycle. That, of course, it was a very pleased experience for our client and for us as a company as well.
Good. That is excellent. There really is nothing better than seeing those kids looking at that bike for the first time, no matter where you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, well, with that in mind, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to cut away again from you really quickly here.
Yep.
And I want to tell all my team about B1G1, which can make your business a real force for good. When you're part of B1G1, you bring new purpose, meaning, and relevance to your business by making giving a core of what you do. Unlike conventional giving models, B1G1 helps small and medium-sized businesses achieve more social impact by embedding giving activities in their everyday business operations to create unique giving stories. Every business transaction can impact lives from as little as just 1 cent. So please visit b1g1.com to get started. B1G1, business for good. All right, Ceci. You're doing great, by the way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. I'm trying.
I understand. It must be very difficult. I've been very lucky in the fact that most people I've interviewed, English is not, I mean, it's their second language that they've been speaking for a very long time. But you're actually doing very, very well. But let's get back to it. Do you have any favorite events of your own?
Yes, I really love Crescendo.
What's that?
Yeah, but Crescendo is our activities, one of our musical programs. We teach our clients to play the violin, and in less than an hour. So I just love to see the face of the participants when they first receive the violin in the box, and they are so scared of what are they gonna do, and the face of success towards the end when they manage to play and actually sound in a very harmonic. I just love that.
Let's talk about the other end of the spectrum here. We've had there been problems in the world, of course, and everybody, especially when you get into a new situation, it's not always the easiest thing to build and to break into. But are there any nightmare stories you might have? Any problematic things that happened to you that you were somehow able to overcome and see your way through?
It comes to my mind, our nightmare. We have this client, a big client of us. We were working for a Go Remote. Is one of app that they wanted to personalize this app and create the kind of like a game, a Fortnite look and feel game.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was quite different and creative. But they want to take the look and feel of Fortnite and create it as a game for a launch of one of the newest products.
Okay.
So I think we worked with them for almost a month and created different looks and all the scenarios for the game. And 24 hours before, the project got canceled.
Oh, no.
And Yes, and we had to change every little detail of the program and the app and all the activity around it to delete the part of the launch of the product. So it was a very, very long night, as you can imagine.
Wow.
And at the end, the event was quite fun, and the participants loved it, and they didn't know about it, but it was a complete nightmare for us. And working with technology, it's different. It's just not like we can take out some elements and as
Right.
all the different programs, but programming was a nightmare.
I bet. What did you wind up running instead?
No, it was the same activity.
Oh, okay.
But we just delete and create the same look as the Fortnite, but just delete all the part that we were talking about, the launch of the product and yes.
I see. Well, at least you got some of it. That's great.
Yeah. Yes. We didn't have time to create a complete program for 24 hours.
Right.
Before, yeah.
What would you say is, especially in Monterrey, in Mexico, what would you say is the most important aspect of teamwork, of team building?
I think balancing the fun aspect of our programs and also the learning material and the skills.
Okay.
And also, it's kind of like our clients don't want to have one activity that we go in and out, and they want to make a continuous look of the day. If they're having an event for, I don't know, the Salesforce, and they are talking about the future, so they want this the same line, even our program, to fit that line, that the future, that the team. So we need to we need to work a lot with the company to understand what's going on with their company, what are the issues they're having, and how through our program we are trying to fit in and help them learning and how to improve certain parts of the work and office and all the situation that's going on in the company.
So go ahead and just taking all the products that you have and altering them to fit whatever the client's need happens to be.
Exactly. So I would say the personalization of our programs to fit exactly what the client wants.
Okay.
So it's just an external hand of the company, not just a supplier that goes and make another activity for them. It's just like they want us to fit in as we were part of their company, and we know we know the language, we know the what they are speaking and what's the situation, and to help with this program to become a better company.
What does it take to get that done?
A lot.
A lot of. Go ahead.
Yes, a lot of meetings, a lot of, and it's, we always say to the clients, I know it takes time for you to sit with us and explain what's going on. It's not, and of course, time that they don't have normally, but this is how we know how to offer, or what program we need to offer to fit the situation. And yes, it takes a lot of creativity, and also the proposals that I was telling you about, to sell the idea and for them to imagine how we can connect everything to the program.
How far does Catalyst Mexico reach? I know you're part of the Catalyst network, but for you and Gabo and your team, how far in your area do you extend?
We do events all around Mexico, from point to point. So we do events in Monterrey, in Mexico City, Guadalajara, Cancun. So very nice and beautiful places. Sometimes we are very lucky. And yes, so we move around.
And do you do things outside of Mexico also?
Not really. we have our partners around the world. So if we have a request or the same client wants to have an event outside the Mexico, our country, we always call our super good partners around the world to take over.
If you can, you mentioned your kids. You said you had 3 children?
Yes, they have 3 small children, 5, 4, and 1.5.
Oh, bless you. Oh, that's a bundle of energy running around your feet at all times.
Yes. And they are not used to seeing me all the time in the house. So when they see me in the desk, they think I'm there for them. So it's quite difficult for them to understand when I'm working or having a meeting, or when I can play with them or do fun stuff with them.
I only have the one who is 14 now, and there was a reason that her mother and I, when she was a baby, said we should just stop at 1.
But clever. That's clever and smart. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Gabo told me about it, but I always imagine a big family, and I didn't think the COVID situation, so I didn't know.
Well, let's talk about that. Using your work, using your background, because everyone's home comes with its own team, whether it's just 2 spouses or 2 partners, or surrounded by kids, or even just with the one. How do you use what you've learned in teamwork, in team building, in your home?
I used it a lot. I think the motivation part, or the negotiation with them, is part of the learning, and also the problem solving is so important to leave them through play, and or also they are like a small team, so they need to work together to solve problems, and not only waiting for their mom to fix them. And of course, they are more comfortable. They feel more confident. They can do it. And yes, so I guess I play with them, and I try to teach them to work together to solve any problem. And of course, if something is major, they will come to and call me to rescue them.
But do you ever use any of the games and so forth that you have with your team building company with the kids?
Yes. We actually did the Funk the Junk activity with the kids last Saturday.
Which activity was that?
Funk the Junk. Funk the Junk is a very fun activity. We use recycling materials to make music instruments.
Gotcha.
And then, they were really engaged of working first with recycling materials and creative these different 4 instruments, a guitar and a trumpet and the drums, and then teaching them how to use them to make music. And it was great. They really enjoy that activity, and they repeat for, I think, like 4 or 3 days, Funk the Jug, because they really like the name of the program. So I like it.
The amazing thing about kids is their ability to repeat everything.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, you might be saying that I did a good thing by only having the one, but you, at least, they're learning to work as a team together. My child never got over the whole something's wrong, I must immediately run to a parent to find out how to fix it.
That's right. Yeah, sometimes I feel like this is good to have their own team, and they would take care of each other. And even at night, I hear them talking like, everything's gonna be okay, and I'm here for you, and trying to pass the bottle of water at night, or turn up the light if they're scared. But it's good. They have a good team.
Great. Ceci, I cannot thank you enough for being on the show. You have been just a wonderful, wonderful guest. But unfortunately, I'm being so nice to you now because I'm going to have to put you on the hot seat right now because it's time for our speed round. Now, just to explain what the speed round is, for those who don't know, for 60 seconds, I'm going to ask Ceci as many questions as I can. She's going to try to answer as quickly as she can, coming with the first answer that comes to her head. Okay, Ceci, you think you're ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Remember, the point of this is just to have fun. This is actually, all this is payback for all of those people out there we force to play games they don't want to play. So
I like it.
So this is for them. All right, when we hear the music, I'll ask your first question, and here we go.
Okay.
What's your name?
Cecilia.
How many kids do you have?
3.
Which one's your favorite?
All.
I'm gonna get somebody to slip up on that. Who's the funniest person you know?
Gael, my son.
Okay. If you could have any nickname other than Ceci, what would it be?
Chilo.
What's your favorite family vacation?
At the beach.
What's your favorite season of the year?
Summer.
Would you rather be considered smart or be famous?
Smart.
What sound do you love the most?
The sea.
If you could ask any animal one question, what would it be?
How? I don't know. But how did it manage the giraffe to walk with a very long neck? I don't know.
Ceci, I love that. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, my team out there, please give a big round of applause for Cecilia Lopez.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have been absolutely a charm and amazing. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And thank you, team, because that's it for me. Thank you for listening one more time to Team Building Around the World. If you like this show, please share it with a friend or colleague. We'd be grateful if you would subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you find your favorite podcasts and leave us a favorable review. If you don't have a favorable review to leave, don't worry about it. It's fine. Just let it go. Now, all past episodes can be found at teambonding.com. So until I see you next time, guys, this has been Rich Riddensland. You've been listening to Team Building Around the World. And remember, if you're within the sound of my voice, you're a part of my team now, and I'm a part of yours. Thanks, everyone, and we will see you next time.
Thank you, Richard.
Thank you.
It's been said that you learn more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation. So why not put your coworkers to play with the help of the team at Team Bonding? Team Bonding was founded over 20 years ago with one simple question. How can employees have a great time while fostering strong, authentic bonds between people who work together? Their catalog of innovative events includes scavenger hunts, Jeopardy, and much more. Each activity, whether live, virtual, or hybrid, maximizes the impact of team building with an accent on fun. Visit teambonding.com to schedule your event now. Team Bonding, when you want seriously fun results.